Hello, welcome to my channel, Chef Flora 6. I love going to the market on the weekends to get groceries. While I was there that day, I decided to get some fresh crabs. Seafood is always best when they're made fresh. In this video, I'll also show you how I handled the crabs step by step. I hope you'll find this useful. With those fresh crabs, I made a simple steamed egg with crabs that night. Before we start, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell. I post written recipes on my Instagram, so do follow me there as well. I've included a link in the description box below. Let's get started. This dish asks for very simple ingredients. As you can imagine, there are multiple ways to handle a fresh crab. Today, I will show you a way that I use when I need to cut up the crabs into pieces before cooking. As bad as it sounds, first you'll need to kill the crab. Cutting it down the middle of the abdomen will break into its nervous system and it'll kill it right away. Keep the knife there for a few seconds. You can also put the crab in the fridge for a couple of hours before doing this so that it doesn't move much. Remove the knife when it stops moving, and you can proceed to removing the rubber bands or strings that are holding the claws together. Next, you'll want to remove the belly flap. Because of the cut that you've made previously, the belly flap should come off very easily. I do this under running water to get rid of any unwanted debris. Then, you'll want to remove the mandibles and the gills. Take apart the crab based on the cut that you've made. You should be able to easily separate the body from the top shell. Here, I'm removing parts of the top shell. This bit was hard and formed a membrane on the shell. We don't necessarily eat this, so out it goes. Before we remove the gills, I like to cut the claws off the crabs first. The claws are a crab's biggest weapon, so even if they're just moving because of reflex at this stage, I still like to cut them off for a peace of mind. Then, we can carry on removing the gills and mandibles on top. Simply rip them all out and chuck them out. Next, we need to give the crabs a good clean and scrub. You'll need a small toothbrush to do this part. I tend to take my time cleaning them under a trickle of water. You never know where's the crab's been living, so cleaning them properly is very important. Make sure the flow of water isn't too strong, otherwise all the freshness from the crab can go lost. Now, we're set to clean the top shell. Again, I take my time scrubbing the shell to make sure I get all the dirt out. I also use my fingers to feel the top shell and remove any unwanted membrane and hard shells. But don't go too hard. You'll want to keep the best bit, the crab tamale. The tamale has a very rich flavor, so it's definitely a keeper. But more importantly, at this stage you need to remove the crab's heart. It's a tiny little piece that looks more like a cartilage to be honest, but apparently it's not good for you, so out it goes. We're now ready to cut the crab body into pieces and crack the claws. Now, this is definitely the easy bit. The crabs I got were smaller, and I'm only making this dish for two, so I simply cut each half of the crab body into two evenly, and that's it. cracking the claws, lay a towel on top of them and literally smash them with the side of your knife. These ones I had were small, so it was really easy to crack them open. But if smashing them once doesn't work, do it a few more times. Just be careful not to include all the smashed shells in your dish. Finally, we need to cut the sides of the top shell. This doesn't seem like a big thing, but cutting the sides of the top shell does make it easier when it comes to eating. Angle the top shell so that you can easily cut the sides off like this. We're ready to start cooking. Place the crabs neatly on a mostly flat plate. The choice of plates is important when it comes to steaming. We don't want it too deep, nor do we want it too shallow so that heat can travel well when steaming. We will be steaming the crabs twice. For the first time, I'm flipping the top shell so that it goes in with the tamale facing up. This is important so that we don't lose all the delicious flavors. Next, we're ready to steam the crabs for approximately 5 minutes. While the crabs are steaming, prepare your eggs. Put your bowl on a scale and crack 3 eggs. Remember the weight of the eggs. Whisk the eggs thoroughly and then pour them through a sift. This will create ultra-smooth eggs after steaming. Once the crabs are done steaming, remove them from the heat and let it sit for a minute or two. Once it cooled down slightly, pour the juices out from the plate. Take this opportunity to also flip the top shell so that the tamale is now facing down. Remember how I said you need to remember the weight of the eggs? Here's why. The best water to egg ratio for steamed eggs is 1.5 to 1. So depending on how much crab juices you can extract, do the math and then top it up with the right amount of warm water. Then mix it all into the eggs and feel free to season it slightly with salt and pepper. Pour the eggs all over the crabs and then wrap the dish with cling wrap. This avoids any condensed water on the lid of the wok to drip on the eggs and ruin the smooth service. This is now ready to go into steam for approximately 7 minutes in medium-high heat. Prepare the seasoned soy sauce while you're waiting. This soy sauce is a staple in all sorts of Chinese steamed seafood. Once the 7 minutes is up, just lift the lid ever so slightly, then put it back on again. Use the remaining heat to continue steaming the eggs for another 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then remove the whole dish from heat. This is always my favorite part. It feels like I'm failing the eggs. Last step, heat the wok with some oil, then once it's all heated up, switch off the heat and pour in the seasoned soy sauce. Pour it all over the crabs and you're done. Ta-da! And this is how I like to make steamed egg with fresh crabs. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this simple recipe and my step-by-step guide on how to handle fresh crabs. I upload on this channel every other week and I also share stories on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me. I'll see you again on my next video.